What's up guys, Alec here from OzFury Gaming. Today we are going to be doing a short tutorial on redstone and how to use it in Minecraft. So to begin with, what we have here is just a very simple circuit, sticky piston, some redstone and a lever. Flick it on, you get some light, that's the redstone working. Okay, so what we got here is these two pistons, right? Now, we got a simple thing, just the redstone runs to the piston, it should work, right? No, it's not going to happen. Now why is that? Because the redstone's running basically beside these pistons. They're not actually running into the piston. So how do we fix this? Well, there's one of two ways you can do it. What you can do is, the first way is you just simply basically want to do something like this. You just run your redstone there, and that'll run those two pistons. But it's a little bit messy, a little bit unorthodox, some may say. You could just, so what we're going to do is make it a bit neater. So what you want to do is basically follow the same blueprint or the same pattern, run your redstone up, and then we will have both of them work. Notice too, when I get rid of this, it still runs this block, this piston here. So that is another thing to take into account for, guys. So that's a simple way of making two pistons work. Alright, so what we got here, guys, is what I call a little redstone repeater. Now how does this work? Basically what you want to do is you get your repeaters, like so, and you just flick them out so they've got some time delay. Now you throw that on, you get rid of that, and now you see it runs it as an automatic system. And see, this is how you run your automatic dispenser. So every time that dispenser is powered, it'll dispense, right? So this means you don't have to keep pressing the button or whatever. It'll do it all automatically. So you can make, so to speed up the circuit, you just want to basically get rid of these, or not get rid of them, but knock them down a couple of notches. But be careful, because if you knock them down too far, the redstone will catch up and will actually keep itself on all the time. So to fix this, all we do is we just reset our circuit's time, let it break itself apart, rebuild our circuit, repower up, get rid of that, and then away you go. Now, you don't have to have 4 redstone repeaters, you can have only 3, so we'll do that. I can show it now, we'll just put that in there, knock that time up. Probably best, we can put it, yeah, we'll put it here. And as you can see how fast it's going. You can, alright guys, what you see here is our redstone torch powering up some redstone. Now as you see, as it gets further away from the torch, the light slowly dims out, and you can see the little redstone dust popping up. You can see that it actually stops on this corner. So say for example you want to power this piston over here. What you want to do is get your redstone repeater, take a section of the redstone back a little bit and place it down. So as you can see, it goes a fair bit further now. It goes all the way to here. So we get to here, we want to put another one, and then that's how it works. But watch this. So as I was saying before, with that time delay, it'll still work here. So if I put a switch in instead of this redstone torch, put that on and see the time delay. Alright guys, so what we're showing here is a not switch or an off switch. So what happens is when your torch is powered, it'll be powering this piston. But so that's with the lever off. As soon as you turn this lever on, see how it turns the redstone torch off? This allows you to create a not switch. Okay guys, how are we going here? So what we got here is a daylight sensor. So as you can see, even though we're in a cloud, it is daytime. So the daylight sensor is activated. So the problem is though, during the daytime you don't really want your lights on if you've got automatic lighting in your house. So how do we get around this? Well, pretty simple. We don't get rid of that block, we get rid of this, and then we put a bit of redstone here and then a torch on that end. Now see how it turns the torch off? That's called a not switch. It's called many different things as well, but that's what I call it. So you can do this not only with a daylight sensor, you can do it with a lever, or you can do it with a button or with a pressure plate or whatever. So with that in hand. We'll set this to night time. And then we'll actually put this daylight sensor on. And you can see here, obviously it's working. See how this isn't being powered as before during the daytime it was. So that's how you get your lights to work. Now, with these redstone lamps, same thing applies as before with the pistons. You can't just run them beside them. You've got to either run them on top, or you run it into them. Now, as you see here, this redstone lamp is right next to the one that's being powered, so that will also be powered. But see how it only goes one block wide. It'll go upwards, but it won't go diagonally. So, to get the redstone torches to work all in one sequence, without having to run multiple sets of, well, wires, I suppose one would say, all you need to do is, like I showed before with the piston. Let's run up your redstone, and then hey presto, they'll all work. But as you can see, it won't work above it, and it won't work to the side. Alright guys, what's going on? So what we have here is our redstone repeating circuit again from earlier, and what we're going to do is, say for example here, see how the power comes through. If you actually want to turn a circuit off like this without actually breaking it, what you can do is you can have a block that cuts it off. So what happens is if I turn this off now, it'll start running it. Now what happens is, when you run your redstone through here, you can actually put a block across it, so it cuts the seam of your block, and actually will cut redstone off without breaking the redstone underneath. So if we open this back up, you can see it's still there. So that's how we want to run that. So whilst doing this too, I thought I might show you guys how we go about creating such a door circuit. So there's a couple of ways of doing it. This is basically the most simple. You just put your blocks and you just run up, run up, run up, run up, run up, and you're there. Or the other way you can do it is you just basically run it to the side behind that block. Now, if you guys are tight on space, and for example you've got something on this side of this wall, like you want to show off the pistons, what you can do is you can actually, well, it's power and all that because it's hitting that block, but you can run a power to the side of this block. It'll do this. But like I said, you've got to make sure that your wire goes straight into the block. If you have it like I had just then, when it's like this, it won't work because it's basically going to the side or paralleling the direction of your piston. Alright guys, so with the same sequence as before with our piston here, so it's at the moment it's daytime, so our light sensor's working, but obviously we want to only come out at night time. But you go, okay, I wouldn't mind having a switch that would actually turn it on during the day. So what you do is you have this system here. So that's off, and then you just have a little switch that goes through it. Or you can have a redstone torch, and then you can have this that cuts it off. That's probably another way of showing you guys how to do it. So a switch is easier, but if you want to make things extra complicated, this is really good. This is like a isolating switch. So sometimes if you've got multiple things feeding the same light circuit or a piston circuit, and you want to just cut it off, this is the best. This will isolate everything. Alright, so for my final magic trick, I'm going to show you guys how to build a TNT cannon. So what you want to do to build a simple TNT cannon is it needs to be 3 blocks wide, and it can be as deep as you want. I usually like to make it about 6 to 7 blocks deep. This is just for the actual barrel or the cannon part. So you build your platform like this. You can just build it on the ground, but I'm showing you guys just simply how to build it, how it will look. So you want to build up your wall. Now, what you need to do is you need to put a half block on the end here. And actually, we'll make this a bit longer. We'll put this like that. So have your water source block here and let it run down like that. So to stop yourself putting TNT accidentally in the water source block, you can put this over the top just while you're basically practicing to build it. But you don't have to. You can drop TNT onto that source block if you need to. So build up your third level wall. And what you want to do is now build your redstone circuit. So you have to have repeaters all the way through. And you want to time them. We'll put that there, that one go there, that go there. Now on the other side you just want to put straight redstone all the way down. And connect it around. Bring this down. You can put the switch wherever you want, but this is how I like to do it. No, we'll go a button. Stone button. So now your redstone cannon is ready to fire. So what you do is you want to put your TNT in like so. So we're going to be shooting out into the valley, so we might not see it actually hit anything. And then you're ready to go. Hit that button. So you see the time delay there on that TNT piece? So they'll shoot, and then he'll fly it and blow up. So if you want that TNT to explode closer, you just want to knock these down to pretty much not, well, zip. Yeah, about there's probably good. Hopefully this should be right. So you can see, you can put it down to 0, so it'll go off at the same time as the rest of them. But because the TNT falls in the water here, it doesn't actually blow up your cannon, but if your timing's off with this TNT block here, it will blow up your cannon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little redstone session. Hope you got to learn a bit about it. Got to understand what we're trying to do. And then hope you guys can take something away from it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And I'll come and do my best to answer them. Alright guys, we'll catch you later on the flip side. And thank you so much again for paying attention and just hanging out and looking at my videos and just seeing how it all happens. And I'll see you guys later. Ciao.